Then his eyes flashed with a terrifying murderous aura. But it did not give up, immediately regrew its hand and attacked Ronan. Just as the fist approached, Ronan just stood there calmly. He turned around as quickly as lightning, running all over the giant body of the stone giant. Slash it across its body, then its head. The rock lost control and immediately collapsed, creating a loud earth-shattering noise. That kid was Daron's new guest yesterday. I didn't expect that someone so young could defeat a stone giant with just one move. At this time, Ronan slowly approached. Uncle. What the hell is going on here? Please explain to me quickly. Then the two of them quickly told Ronan what had happened. He couldn't believe his ears. Was it true? Dozens of giant stone men suddenly attacked the crowd here. The other man nodded slightly. Yes, we don't know why either. They suddenly emerged from the ground, then destroyed everything they saw. All they do is hunt blacksmiths. They even captured the Daron, then returned from where they emerged. Although Dedekan tried to capture them, he was not good at fighting, so he was helpless to let things happen. Ronan's face flashed with worry. If this continues, they will become their food. Okay now, there aren't any left here, right? That's right, the one you just hit is the last one. Ronan turned to tell Acel. He and Maria went to check if the others were injured, until the reinforcements arrived. If you find anyone, treat them. Having a Sita with you is enough first aid. Acel couldn't hide her worry. What about you? What do you think? Ronan replied, I have to go save the captives. Because there's something I have to get from old Daron. On Daron's side right now, the situation is extremely tense. I'm glad you came to save me, but you don't need to come here. Daron said to Dedekan. Even though his body was full of injuries, he remained silent without saying a word. Soon the number of stone giants increased. Dedekan quickly told Daron to run away, but with invisible armor he could. Before he could finish his sentence, Dedekan turned around and shouted, Shut up old man, I'm tired of dealing with this group of people, stop standing there talking nonsense. If you still have the strength to babble, then pick up that sword or do something, but is that sword for show? Daron frowned and replied bluntly, No way. This kid is my masterpiece, my grand beginning. I can't tarnish it. Dedekan is speechless, you old psycho. No matter how crazy you are about weapons, now is not the time to do these things. As soon as the words fell, the stone giants attacked even more fiercely. In that moment, Dedekan quickly rushed forward to block its attack. Daron couldn't help but shout loudly, Dedekan. Dedekan clenched his teeth and gums, using all his strength to block that kicking fist. Even the protective spells on the armor were destroyed. Damn it, if I had known how I would die, I would have created everything I could. At this moment, the figure of a young man, as fast as lightning, quickly rushed forward, as Dedekan was saying his regrets. He rushed forward and quickly took care of the person attacking Dedekan and Daron. When Dedekan saw this scene, he continuously sweated and froze on the spot. Ronan landed on the ground, gently stroked the sword in his hand and continued, Good Dedekan, take a rest. Daron quickly ran to help Dedekan with surprised eyes. Ronan. How did you get here? You must have met many giants on the way. After hearing this, you just smiled slightly. Oh, those bastards. I eliminated them while saving the other blacksmiths. Dedekan couldn't hide his surprise. What? How did you do it? Stop talking. Give me that, old Daron, because I can't use this sword anymore. That thing you call a masterpiece, isn't it my sword? Do you think I can't hear anything from outside? Daron was dumbfounded for a moment before replying, Oh yes, here you are. Take it, the sheath is not yet complete so you can use it right away. Ronan smiled slightly, thanked you, then he quickly pulled out his sword. Then we are. Let's check it out and see how good it is. The stone giants quickly turned their attack to Ronan. One of them opened his large hands, preparing to hold him tightly. He only needed to make one swing of the sword, creating a dazzling light, causing the giants to freeze immediately. Immediately afterwards, a terrible force of power quickly swept through, destroying the entire group of stone men. In the surprise of Ronan and Dedekan, Daron appeared extremely satisfied. What the hell is this? Daron excitedly ran to wait for the answer. How do you feel? Do you like La Mancha? Ronan asked again with skepticism, Is that the name of the sword? That's the name I got from observing the stars. My beloved star. Isn't it amazing? It was so light that he couldn't feel the weight of the sword, but it was stronger than mithril, and could withstand any kind of swordsmanship. On top of that I didn't add any spells in it, but because it has the ability to absorb blood. So it possesses very unique self-regenerating and recovery properties. Ronan also realized something, this is made from Sita Ha. But I couldn't help but praise him, he was much better than I thought. Daron kept laughing loudly, luckily he liked it. Dedekan listened softly and reminded him, now is the time to gossip. Quickly get out of here, when you get here, there will be no one left, so why is the timing right? You take that old man out first, I have something to check. Didkan's eyes widened. Why check? Well, it's not much, but I think there are some rats hiding here. And there is something very big. Didakan curiously asked again, are the rats dirty? What do you mean? Ronan nodded slightly. Are the creatures trying to hinder me? I'm quite familiar with the behavior of stone giants. They don't travel in herds, and they will lie quietly like that unless provoked. Furthermore, after saying that, he immediately went to place his hands on those large stone statues. I've never seen it either. There were suspicious drawings like this on the back of their heads. As soon as they finished speaking, a magic circle appeared on the rock. Do you know what kind of magic this is? Daron looked for a long time and then shook his head slightly. I'm not sure. I'm not very good in this field, so I can't say anything. But the amount of mana still remaining here is too much. It can be said that it is quite a cunning magic. The stone giants became aggressive for sure because of this. Who could do such a cruel thing? Ronan replied, I can accept it too. But wait, it could be. We'll know who's behind this if we go deeper. Having said that, he firmly held the sword in his hand and rushed into the dark tunnel. At first I was hesitant about this, but the more I followed the footsteps of the stone giants deeper into the cave, then I saw more human footprints. Furthermore, the mana stone sensor is showing signs of caution. Someone is ahead. He realized the presence of a stranger and immediately turned away. There's a voice coming from behind the corner. Let's see who you people are. After speaking, I cautiously leaned closer to observe. But the next scene made Ronan even more unable to believe his eyes. What is this? Inside is a tall stone giant standing in front of a group of mysterious white-clothed people. Surely those people are the culprits. But what is that thing? Compared to the size of the stone giants from before, it's just like a child. It seemed like it was sealed, but once that thing moved. At this moment, the voice inside rang out again. Was someone intruding here? Are you sure? I am sure, according to the eraser marks on each cut stone giant. It could only have been done by a third party. After hearing that, the man frowned. How could these bastards move here so quickly? What should we do now? You said there are no more stones left, so how can we awaken this thing, then? Should I kill them all? Hearing these words, the girl next to her immediately shook her head in protest. Forget it, Edion. Since most of the facilities were destroyed, the Empire's weapon creation technology has degraded a lot already. In other words, if our identity is revealed, that person will definitely not leave it alone. I should retreat first. Teu Edion smiled softly. Are you always so serious, Cirilla? It's just as you like. At least let me handle that. You can do whatever you want. This sulfur smell. These words suddenly made Ronan startled. Edion kept smiling manically, making my nose itch. Die, that rat, he said, then performed a move like burning fire towards Ronan. He knew he was exposed, so he stepped out. The fire immediately created an earth-shattering explosion. Edion smirked, truly an uninvited guest. Who are you, brat? Thanks to Ronan's timely reaction, he was able to block this attack. Seeing that he didn't answer, Edion continued, but he barely avoided the fire that just happened. So it's probably quite strong. Let me tie your legs up first. After speaking, I continued to cast a huge red fire towards you. Ronan couldn't help but be surprised. With this way of instantly casting spells, they were certainly not ordinary people. After finishing, he slowly approached and asked again, now let me ask you again. How can anyone get in here? This place can't be in and out easily like that. Ronan took the sword and stuck it in the ground, slowly stood up with difficulty. I am the one who should ask you those words. Who exactly are you? But no matter who you are, you probably already know the outcome when you come here. After listening, Edion slowly smiled with satisfaction. That's right, it has to be like that. That kind of attitude is worth killing, don't you think so, Cirilla? But you don't care about these things at all, just be gentle. Reminder, don't waste any more time. After listening, he grinned and smirked. Just enjoy having fun while you can, there's not much time left. The day this kingdom was buried under starlight. These words immediately made Ronan speechless. The things he said were words you could never forget. What did you just say? You spout those words, but do you know what they mean, you trash rats? Edion saw this scene. His face also showed a hint of worry. What is this? Suddenly his aura. Ronan replied, both of you will have to come with me. Because it seems like I need to interrogate you a lot. To Edion, these words are ridiculous. This brat has lost his mind. You still want to arrest us? Hey brat, do you think you have that ability? After saying that, he raised his hand to prepare to perform the move. Unexpectedly, Ronan quickly rushed forward and cut off his arm, then coldly replied, I think it is there. But there are many other things. So if you're smart, just lie there quietly. Immediately after that, Edion fell to the ground, his face turned pale, and he did not say another word. And when Cirilla saw this scene, she stood there dumbfounded. Edion didn't even have time to act. Before she could react, Ronan reached out and squeezed her neck, continuously giving warnings. Ladies, from now on, please be obedient and answer me. Unless you want to have your arm chopped off like that guy.